Good morning, America. Catastrophic damage, scenes of destruction stretching hundreds of miles from Hurricane Helene. Urgent rescue efforts underway, hampered by washed out bridges and roads.
We're just trying to keep everybody alive.
Oh, God. This bridge in Tennessee collapsing into the rushing water. The massive cleanup underway as those hit hard try to put their lives back together.
Breaking news. One day after Hezbollah confirms the death of its leader, the Israeli military saying it's killed another high-ranking Hezbollah official in an airstrike. The tensions flaring between Lebanon and Israel. Israel's armed forces now preparing for the possibility of a limited ground incursion.
On the trail, Donald Trump making a play for votes in Alabama. Vice President Kamala Harris ready to rally in Nevada. The new poll showing a tightening race.
Looming strike, 45,000 dock workers set to walk off the job. The potential major impact on the economy, not to mention your holiday wish list.
Christmas countdown. The retailers ready to kick off the holiday shopping season. Where to find the deals and the popular items for under the tree.
I really want it right now.
And spectacular plays. The college football highlights overnight. A monster touchdown from Arch Manning, carrying on the family name. And a 17-year-old freshman stealing the show with his impressive moves. Plus, the look ahead to the NFL matchups. ESPN's Herm Edwards sizes up the competition.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
And good morning, America. So great to have you with us on a Sunday. How about all the sports action?
Right? Janae's reactions to those highlights.
Okay, those highlights were good. That 17-year-old freshman.
Gio was up late with a creatine shake watching all the games. Of course, a great game last night between the Bulldogs and the Crimson Tide, of course, and a lot of sports to get to, as we mentioned, including the WNBA Playoffs with 4 teams in action today.
Yes, a lot of fun to look forward to. Just ahead, though, the latest on the potential dock workers strike. 45,000 union port workers from Maine to Texas threatening to walk off the job Tuesday morning. Some experts warning that a long strike could cause supply chain chaos.
But first here, a very serious situation in the South, the catastrophic aftermath of Hurricane Helene, the death toll rising to at least 64. Millions of people are still without power. Whole communities have been flattened, with rescue and recovery operations still underway this morning. ABC's Faith Abubey is in Atlanta. Good morning, Faith. Many are just now seeing the damage.
Yeah, good morning to you, Gio. Conditions are now safe enough in multiple states for officials to start surveying the damage. And what they are seeing in terms of Helene's wrath is horrifying. This morning, there are still dozens of people missing in Tennessee and in North Carolina.
This morning, urgent rescue and recovery efforts underway days after Hurricane Helene roared through the southeast, triggering extreme deadly floods. Parts of western North Carolina in and around Asheville hit with what officials are calling biblical devastation. At least 60 people unaccounted for.
This is looking to be Buncombe County's own Hurricane Katrina.
The historic storm dumping as much as 30 inches of rain in parts of the Carolina mountains. Nearly a dozen landslides reported.
I don't think anyone was prepared for it. I don't think anyone thought it would be this bad.
Roads and bridges washed away. As of Saturday, the state DOT shutting down more than 400 roads. Countless residents stranded. Crews and neighbors going door to door to help the most vulnerable.
It's like a bomb went off. They don't have homes. They don't have oxygen. They don't have water.
Relief teams from nearly 20 states on the ground, helping rescue hundreds of people from floodwaters.
We're just trying to keep everybody alive.
This as the death toll from Helene continues to climb. The massive storm killing dozens of people across multiple states.
It looks like a war zone.
In Tennessee, catastrophic stormwater raging downstream. More than 30 people still missing. Helicopter footage from above showing entire neighborhoods gone. Helene destroying businesses and homes. This bridge collapsing into the Nolichucky River.
Oh, God. This is took my whole life, but we will come back.
Millions still in the dark from Florida, where Helene made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane Thursday night in the Big Bend area.
Oh my God, they're really on a blunt mattress.
To Georgia, where storm victims are still reeling. The Hall family, whom we met as they were evacuating their neighborhood by boat, returning to their storm-tossed home.
I don't even know where to begin.
Amid the flooded debris, the Halls forced to pick up the pieces.
And because so many communities in the Carolina Mountains are now essentially cut off by road, there are much needed supplies that are being flown in the same time, or at the same time, relief efforts are continuing. Rescue crews are not only working to save lives, they're also trying to restore power, and at the same time, also trying to repair cell service that was damaged by the storm. Whit.
And it's amazing. I was in Tampa days ago as this came ashore, and it's still having an impact into the weekend. Faith Abubey, thank you so much. Let's get more on the forecast and the potential weather threats from Samara Theodore. Samara, good morning. The remnants still causing problems.
Yeah, Whit. In fact, we have a flash flood emergency for some of the rivers and dams very close to places we saw in those visuals, like Asheville, Boone, North Carolina. Waves of rain making their way this morning into places like western Pennsylvania and the Ohio Valley. So what happens next? In the coming hours through this afternoon, we're still looking at a pretty decent rainmaker for much of Charleston, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, even parts of New Jersey. As we head into Monday, the rain really starts to park in the mid-Atlantic near the Shenandoah Valley and the Blue Mountains. We are anticipating anywhere from 2 to 3 inches. And remember, hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th. We've still got our eyes on this system in the Gulf of Mexico. More on that a little later. For now, Gio, back to you.
All right, Samara, I know you'll watch that. Thank you so much. Now to the Mideast. Israel launching more airstrikes overnight in Lebanon. And now this morning, the IDF says it killed another high-ranking Hezbollah official. Of course, it comes just a day after Hezbollah confirmed its longtime leader was killed in an airstrike. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Beirut right now. Good morning, Marcus. This operation is far from over.
Yeah, far from over, Gio, and you may be able to hear a buzz in the distance. That is a military drone that's been circling overhead for quite some time, and it's an ominous sound for people who have been living through this war. Gio, as you know, the fighting has been relentless on both sides of the border, and we've heard new explosions here in Beirut with mounting casualties and growing fallout from Hassan Nasrallah's assassination.
This morning, explosions rocking Lebanon. Hezbollah and Israel moving closer to all-out war in the wake of Hassan Nasrallah's assassination. News of his death unleashing despair and sorrow among his supporters in the streets of Beirut. And for some, grief has turned to anger. IDF spokesman Daniel Hagari saying in a statement that Nasrallah's death, quote, makes the world a safer place. President Biden later saying his death was, quote, a measure of justice for his many victims, and the president acknowledging Nasrallah's role in the killing of many Americans. But fallout from his assassination already stark. A U.S. official with direct knowledge tells ABC News the U.S. only got a few minutes' notice before the IDF airstrike, adding that the U.S. bears a lot of risk in the region and had almost no time to prepare for hostile responses to the assassination. Meanwhile, the IDF launching more strikes in Lebanon, targeting what it calls Hezbollah weapons, killing at least 33 people and injuring nearly 200, according to the Lebanese health ministry. Concerned about their safety, some here are trying to book flights out of the country, while others are left to sleep in the streets, recent strikes forcing tens of thousands from their homes. In Tel Aviv, people ran for shelter as air raid sirens fill the air. Israel's air defense system intercepting missiles fired from Yemen. And gatherings of more than 1,000 people in central Israel now prohibited. With Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu returning from his trip to the UN General Assembly, the IDF is preparing for the possibility of a limited ground incursion.
Israel signaling that that ground invasion is still on the table as world leaders push for more dialogue and are calling for an end to the fighting here. While in Lebanon and across other parts of the Middle East, several days of mourning have been declared, Janae, as they prepare for the funeral, which is set tomorrow for Hassan Nasrallah. Janae.
A very tense situation. Marcus, thank you. Now let's bring in ABC News defense contributor, retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General Douglas Lute. Thanks so much for being here, General Lute. Okay, so let's begin with Israel eliminating Hezbollah's leader. And new details this morning, the IDF is claiming to have taken out another high-ranking leader. This is after the pagers and walkie-talkies last week. How severely has the group been impacted?
Well, I think there's no question that with the loss of Nasrallah in particular, so for 30 years, the head of Hezbollah, but his loss Plus, and we shouldn't miss this, 15 individuals, key lieutenants below Nasrallah, have also been eliminated in a short period of time. So that can't help but to have a sort of decapitating, disruptive, degrading effect on the whole movement.
Yeah, and especially with that much leadership
Absolutely.
taken out so quickly. Marcus mentioned there in his piece that Israel is contemplating a potential ground incursion. Do you think that Israel risks overplaying its hand by potentially doing that?
Well, Israel's tried this before with short-term, or at least advertised short-term occupations of southern Lebanon, and it has not turned out well in the past. So we'll see. I think what is clear is that the Netanyahu government now has some space. It has some time, some decision space to decide what to do now that Hezbollah is degraded. Will it return its focus to the south and try to finish the job in Gaza? Or will it try to press its advantage in Lebanon?
Now, what does this do, though, for U.S. relations with Israel? What's it do for U.S. relations with Israel?
Well, I think the President Biden's statement made clear that we still stand absolutely behind Israel and its right to defend itself. But we also have another interest, and it's an interest that we don't want to see a broadening, a widening of the conflict in the Middle East. So there's a tension here between supporting Israel and not widening the war.
And you said, we were talking before this, that the bar for American troops being involved is extremely high. And you said Iran knows that.
I think Iran will not do anything, either directly or by way of its proxies, to include its most powerful proxy, Hezbollah, which has now been decapitated, right? It won't do anything to trigger an immediate U.S. response. So, for example, it won't create violence against the U.S. embassy or against U.S. troops stationed in the region.
And I'm sure that is relief to hear to a lot of people. Thank you so much for being here in person to talk about this, General Lute. And make sure to tune in to This Week later this morning. Martha speaks with the White House's John Kirby about the very latest on the conflict in the Middle East after Israeli strikes killed the leader of terrorist group Hezbollah. And Martha has an exclusive interview with former Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake following Vice President Harris's visit to the state's border with Mexico. That's all coming up this morning on This Week. Whit.
Janae, turning now to the presidential race. Election day now barely 5 weeks away. The race still a dead heat, and the focus this weekend has been on immigration. ABC's Mary Alice Parks has more from Las Vegas, where Vice President Kamala Harris will be holding a campaign rally. Mary Alice, good morning.
Whit, good morning. Vice President Kamala Harris has been on this West Coast swing. She has this rally here tonight in Las Vegas. It comes just a few days after she visited the border there in Arizona, where she outlined some new, stricter policy proposals when it comes to immigration on the border. Now, former President Trump, for his part, yesterday was also largely focused on her border visit during his campaign, but then he made time to make it to that big game there in Alabama. Former President Donald Trump overnight at one of the biggest college football games of the year. Georgia versus Alabama. Accompanied by 2 Alabama senators and Kid Rock, they're in the stands throwing boxes of popcorn to college students pressed up against the barricade.
I've been waiting 60 years to come here.
Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, a longtime high school coach himself, back on familiar turf too. Greeted at the airport by supporters in the crucial swing state with a bus decked out to read, "Put me in, coach." A new New York Times Siena poll showing Michigan and Wisconsin tightening from a few weeks ago. Harris and Trump neck and neck. Earlier in the day in Wisconsin, Trump upping his personal attacks against Harris. At one point, talking about the border, calling her mentally impaired, saying she should resign and go back to California.
Only a mentally disabled person could have allowed this to happen to our country.
And the majority of Trump's speech centered on his anti-immigrant message, often using extreme language, claiming that all migrants are hardened criminals destroying the country, and focusing on Harris's visit this week to the border.
She released so much suffering, misery, and death.
Harris traveling to the border in Arizona Friday for the first time as the Democratic nominee, saying that she will go even further than President Biden, who has recently taken steps to dramatically increase deportations and limit access to asylum protections, while blasting Trump for his policies and a lack of long-term solutions.
He did not solve the shortage of immigration judges. He put children in cages and tried to end protections for dreamers.
Now, Democrats have won every presidential election here in this state of Nevada since 2004, but it is a decidedly purple state, and polls show it absolutely neck and neck. 28% of the state's population is Latino, obviously a crucial but very diverse demographic in this election. Gio?
And we're getting closer and closer to Election Day. All right, Mary Alice, thank you. Now to 45,000 dock workers threatening to strike from Texas to Maine at some of the biggest ports in America. Their deadline is just after midnight into Tuesday. The big concern now, how much could this affect the supply chain? ABC's Rena Roy is in Bayonne, New Jersey right now with more. Good morning, Rena.
Hey, Gio, good morning to you. That's right. This strike could cost the American economy billions of dollars per day and potentially lead to massive shortages ahead of the holiday shopping season.
This morning, the clock is ticking with a potential strike looming at ports along the east and Gulf coasts. 45,000 dock workers threatening to walk off the job Tuesday at midnight, which could have a major impact on the U.S. economy.
When my men hit the streets, from Maine to Texas, every single port will lock down.
The International Longshoremen's Association demanding higher hourly wages over the course of a new contract and a ban on automated cranes, gates, and trucks.
And we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve. Let's get a contract and let's move on with this world.
The U.S. Maritime Alliance, representing the ports, says it is committed to negotiating, but claims the union is not bargaining in good faith. If both sides remain deadlocked, several of the nation's highest-grossing ports could shut down, causing severe supply chain disruptions and potentially costing the U.S. economy billions of dollars a day.
It's estimated that a strike would cost somewhere around $5 billion a day. I mean, that would be the economic impact.
The East and Gulf ports account for more than half of U.S. container imports, facilitating the transport of everything from toys and fresh fruit to nuclear reactors. A weeks-long strike could create supply chain challenges, driving up prices for things like produce, seafood, pharmaceuticals, electronics, and cars.
And just to give you an idea of the impact, a 30-day strike could cost the New York, New Jersey port here alone $640 million a day. Guys.
Oh, my gosh, the numbers from those strikes and what it costs the economy. Rena, thank you for that.
All right, we're going to move on to college football now. Week 5, full of highlights and a pair of memorable games. ABC's Phil Lipoff is here to break it all down for us. Phil, good morning to you.
Hey, Wick, good morning to you. This morning, bragging and ranking rights are on the line, as they are every Sunday morning. Week 5 in the books. From the SEC to the Big 12, there was no shortage of incredible football.
Empty backfield for Arch Manning. Pressure again. And as he throws again, lobbed up and hauled in. Touchdown!
The top-ranked Texas Longhorns moved to 5-0, led by Arch Manning in this 49-yard monster touchdown pass.
It's a 49-yard strike. He's better than all right.
Beating Mississippi State 35-13.
Finds the end zone. Touchdown Isaiah Bond on a 26-yard run.
But the most anticipated heavyweight matchup of the day, number 2 undefeated Georgia traveling to Saban Stadium and taking on number 4 Alabama. More than 100,000 in attendance, a true clash of the Titans. Bama drawing first blood, jumping out early, up by 23 at the half.
Touchdown! And now the freshman goes down the middle. Williams bobbled and caught!
Third quarter, Alabama's 17-year-old freshman Ryan Williams bobbles the catch but recovers. The Bulldogs catching up in the second half, but it wasn't enough.
He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams.
Williams again making this incredible game-winning score.
Touchdown, Alabama!
Earlier in the day, in the Big Ten, what started out as a romp ended close. Michigan jumping out to a 24-3 lead over Minnesota. And good. But had to squeak out a win after the Gophers managed to put up 21 points in the fourth quarter. In the SEC, a massive upset at number 5 Ole Miss. Kentucky ranked at the bottom of the conference. The Wildcats, coming off a couple of tough losses, would end this game in the final minutes with a wild play. A fumble recovery in the end zone. Cats win 20-17 and get their highest ranked road win since the late 70s. All right, so on to week 6. And one more note, guys, just because our producer Aliki mocked me a little bit about this. Powerhouse Syracuse Orangemen over Holy Cross 42-14. It's a little alma mater. Oh, well, what?
He had to give the alma mater shout out.
I'm giving the thank you.
Okay, I was just making sure. I was like, with my sports knowledge,
Powerhouse in that game against Holy Cross.
There you go. In that game, on that afternoon.
As long as we
Thank you, Phil Lipoff, as always. We appreciate it. All right, still ahead here on GMA. NFL Week 4. Can the Vikings remain undefeated? Can the Commanders' rookie QB repeat his Monday Night Football performance?
He was on fire.
He was. And our buddy, Coach Herm Edwards, knows him very well. He'll have a look ahead for us.
And new details on the new collaboration between TikTok and the World Health Organization, helping you navigate health trends on social media. Dr. Sutton here to break it down. Welcome back to GMA on this Sunday morning. Airbnb is giving Prince fans a chance to go back to 1984 and stay in the new Purple Rain house. The house is, of course, located in Minneapolis and has a When Doves Cry inspired spa bathroom, along with some of Prince's most legendary outfits and recordings, and, of course, plenty of purple decor. You can book your one-night stay starting this Wednesday.
Well, how much? Road trip.
First off,
it depends on the day. Friday's more expensive than Thursday, Saturday. Yeah,
Thank you.
You know how Airbnb works.
You got it.
That surge pricing. All right, let's take a look at some of the other big stories that we're following on this Sunday morning here, happening right now. Urgent rescue operations still underway after Hurricane Helene roared through the southeast. Officials calling what happened in parts of western North Carolina biblical devastation. Roads and bridges throughout Helene's path swept away as the death toll continues to climb, and millions still without power.
Also right now, according to Variety, YouTube is blocking fans in the U.S. from watching some of their favorite musicians like Adele, Kendrick Lamar, and Bob Dylan because of a contract dispute with performing rights organization SESAC. The two sides failed to reach an agreement before the old contract expired. YouTube assuring fans that they are, quote, in active conversations and are hoping to reach a new deal as soon as possible.
And the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty meet again, this time in the WNBA semifinals. The two teams played for the title last year. That eventually went to the Aces. The New York Liberty saying they've got some unfinished business. But you know, the Aces, they're going for the three-peat this year. You can watch this heated rematch today at 3 p.m. Eastern right here on ABC and catch Game 1 of the Connecticut Sun and the Minnesota Lynx tonight over on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern.
See, you don't know what Airbnb charges, but you know about the three-peat.
I do.
You got that. All right, we start this half hour here with word that TikTok and the World Health Organization are joining forces to raise awareness and increase access to trustworthy information. It is a joint effort to support influencers in delivering accurate information regarding health. So joining us to help straighten out our knowledge about some of these trends is ABC News medical correspondent Dr. Darian Sutton.
Good morning.
This is so important because so many people turn to social media for health news. So let's talk about this, because before we even get into these trending topics, why is this even important?
I think it's so important because it's about meeting people where they are. As you said, 1 in 4 people are looking for their news on TikTok, which is an important and to many people a valuable source of information. So I think always figuring out how to bring science to help combat misinformation, improve health literacy, that helps to improve outcomes. So this is a wonderful establishment involving with over 800 collaborators, which has the opportunity to reach to over 150 million people. That's so much more than anyone can do in a day.
So our first trending topic here, and I LOL'd when I first read about this, taping the mouth shut at bedtime. I was like, no. And then Gio says he does this every night
for the last week.
I've been trying it out.
It helps with breathing. Let's have the doctor explain instead of Gio. What's the deal?
I got to respond to my text messages. So I didn't know that you were involved in this, but this is really, really popular. So I'm not surprised. You're always trying to improve your health. So it's about looking at the data, right? So this is a theory that taping your mouth shut can help to improve things like improve snoring, reduce dry mouth. And even in some cases, people are saying that it helps to improve your jawline. Now,
Thank you.
I will say he has a strong jawline. Let's just establish that.
Let the man speak.
Data is what separates opinions from facts. So let's go into the data and look at it. So overall, the studies show that, yes, it might help some improvement with snoring. The studies are really small. I'm sorry, Gio. There's no formative conclusion on whether or not it improves with jawline or improves with other things like dry mouth. But here's the thing. If you are having difficulty snoring, I'm not saying you. I want to protect your privacy.
He's like
but if someone
wild boar out there.
This is not what
if someone is having difficulty snoring, look at the reasons. You know, could it be anatomy? Could it be allergies? Could it be alcohol? Sometimes weight. And so there are many reasons that you want to walk down the line to rule out snoring. I would say personally, if you do decide to use mouth taping, to use porous tape that comes off effortlessly. You don't want to be taping your mouth down with duct tape. That can increase your risk of all complications.
Yeah.
And I would hate to see you in the ER for that.
So in case you got different, never mind. Okay. Sunburning.
Yeah.
There are countless videos that say it can clear up acne.
And there's some data behind that, but you have to understand that there's a lot of risk. So a lot of the data goes on red light therapy. We've all talked about it. Red light therapy has been shown, if used consistently, to improve things like acne. However, red light is only a small component that's in UV light that's provided by the sun. And I don't know if many people know this. 5 or more sunburns during your life doubles your risk of melanoma later on. Wearing SPF as little as 15 regularly every day cuts that risk by 50%. So you have to do it safely. I'd say if you're looking for reasons to treat or options to treat your acne, look for what we know tried and tested: salicylic acid, glycolic acid, cleansing twice a day. And then if you're looking for light therapy, look for red light therapy. It might be safer.
Hopefully you drop your skincare routine because your skin's glowing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Most of this is provided genetically. But
wow.
Just like the
He was ready for that.
Or maybe it was the duct tape. Dr. Sutton, as always, I wish we had more time for this. We've got more topics to talk about.
A look ahead to the holiday shopping season. Becky Worley has been checking out where and when to look for the deals.
Christmas is in 13 weeks and I'm shopping now.
And retailers are ready.
Amazon Prime Day is back.
Amazon kicking off holiday shopping in mid-October. And Target announcing this week a competing sale at the same time.
There is not a start to the holiday season anymore. There's compelling finds at compelling prices. And so always be on the hunt.
Also, Adobe Analytics out with its holiday forecast this week, expecting holiday sales to grow more than 8% from last year, with a new milestone: mobile shopping more prevalent than desktop. Electronics, apparel, and furniture/bedding will drive more than half of online purchases. And top toys, ranging from a Bluey playhouse to mini collectibles to slime kits. Another insight for those who've kept a disciplined budget this year by buying generic brands and budget products: it's go time for discounts on many premium brands.
So generally, we've seen consumers actually trade down to cheaper goods because of inflation. But because of the holiday season offering discounts across the board, that actually affords consumers an opportunity to trade up and buy more premium goods and luxury goods.
And that's good news for present buyers and deal hunters alike. Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
Thank you, Becky.
I'm stocking up.
What?
I'm stocking up on the Christmas gear.
Good.
My lights this year, they're going to be, boom. We're going to shut down the whole grid. As we take a look at Week 4 in the NFL and the teams going head-to-head, ESPN football analyst, veteran head coach, our buddy Herm Edwards is back with us this morning. What's happening, Coach?
I'm good.
All right.
How are you guys?
We're good.
Witt's a little nervous right now. I talked to Lynch, the GM for San Francisco. I tell him, look, tell him just to play the fourth quarter.
Yes.
They got to play better in the fourth quarter, and they'll be all right.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach, for that. I feel better now.
Thank you for passing that on for Witt. All right, Coach, there are 5 undefeated teams remaining. We got the Bills, Chiefs, Steelers, Seahawks, Vikings. Who's the biggest threat here?
Oh, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can't say enough about Mike Tomlin, what he's doing with this football team. Going into the season, they were trying to figure out who the quarterback is. Well, it's Justin Fields right now. This defense is outstanding, and that's where it all starts, with the defense and the running game. They're 3-0 for a reason. They don't give up a lot of points. They play extremely well on defense, and offense is good enough. It's just good enough. I like defense. And Mike Tomlin's doing a great job with the Steelers, so look out for the Steelers.
All right, Coach, let's talk about Washington Commanders rookie Jaden Daniels coming off a big performance on Monday night. And you know what? He actually gave you a shout-out. Let's take a look at this.
I'm always talking to Herm.
love Herm. He recruited me here. Phenomenal head coach, phenomenal man. Looked out for me while I was here. I still talk to him today, so that dynamic is still there.
We agree with him. We agree. Phenomenal man. So, hey, what's in store for him and the Commanders today as they take on the Arizona Cardinals?
This is interesting. Cliff Kingsbury, who is their offensive coordinator, was the coach there at Arizona, so he knows this team very well. I think you're starting to see why they drafted Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels is a franchise quarterback. Make no doubt about it. And I think the more he gets comfortable in this offense and with the league, he's going to be better. But he's dynamic, and what he does very well, he can throw the ball down the field. That's his strong suit. We know he can run. I had to get on him last week about not sliding. He's got to slide. I don't want him to take those hits. But Washington is in for a treat with Jaden Daniels being their quarterback of the future. This one right here, this is what he does. He can throw the long ball very precisely. So I look for this to be a good football game. I think Washington wins this game, actually.
Okay. All right, we don't have much time left, but, Coach, we want to get to our update. Who's with Herm by the numbers here, right? So here's the scoreboard for our Monday night games. I picked 2 games correctly so far, so you see there I'm definitely in the lead. We're going to put that up.
Oh, you're in the lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is yeah, Coach, you got one. Janae's got one. Gio's got a big old goose egg there. So let's talk about this week, Monday Night Football. 2 matchups tomorrow night, but we're just going to focus on the NFC battle between the Seahawks and the Lions. Coach, who do you like?
It's the Lions. They're playing at home. And Geno Smith is playing really good right now. But he's going on the road in Detroit. Detroit hasn't played up to their potential as well. But I think the run game will obviously be a factor in this. And they're playing at home with this crowd on Monday night. That's a tough place to play because it's going to be loud.
All right, I'm going Lions, too.
You're going Lions. I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks.
No. I'm going Lions. Lions.
Okay, so anything up to Gio. Okay.
Thank you, Herb. We'll be right back. Back now with our play of the day. Will Gantz is here.
Yeah, that's right. You guys, the WNBA is celebrating Ellie the elephant. It's all about the fans and making sure that everyone feels seen and included. Take a look.
And this is my house.
Welcome to the Renaissance.
Her dance moves, fire.
Boy, lift it up. Let's make a toast. Let's get gonna bring us closer.
Her besties, famous. Her looks, a serve. Her name, Big Ellie.
I don't think any mascot has risen to such superstardom and popularity in such a short time.
She's the fan favorite mascot of the WNBA's New York Liberty. Racking up millions of likes online, and in real life, it's always a sleigh.
Ellie is an athlete. Ellie makes sure that she takes care of her body with eating properly, working out properly, training properly, rehearsing properly.
Whether she's dancing, drumming, or balancing on her head, there's only one person whose identity is a secret, bringing Ellie to life on and off the court.
The person who portrays Ellie doesn't understand limits and boundaries.
She's also a New Yorker, just like Ellie.
Brooklyn, New York, okay?
Whose entire identity is steeped in New York City culture. The name Ellie?
The tie that we could make to Ellis Island, the home of the Statue of Liberty. We're the New York Liberty.
Big Ellie delivering elevated, themed performances from Beyonce to Mary J. Blige.
I'm confident that every single time Ellie shows up, she's representing the culture in a way that people want to go back to it. People want to tell their friends about it. And it's correct. You know what I mean?
Think you can handle this, but don't.
Ellie has even learned sign language to include fans who are deaf and hard of hearing, and she has big plans to level up next season. For now, you can watch as the Liberty try to secure their championship for the very first time.
Yes,
right
Ellie is iconic. Love it. I like the dance moves, too, Will.
Yes.
That was good. Reminder, ABC News Live happening every
Sunday.
weekend. Have a great week, everybody.